Ladies and gentlemen, spawning down in the bottom right. It didn't get to show its full form against Scarlet, but he is looking on fire in this series. It is EG's aLive!
That was the biggest earthquake yet, Sean. Good job.
Well, I have the capabilities to produce another one because when I'm up here casting Mike, I'm the in-game observer. In the bottom left, it's EG Oz!
We should always do intros like that.
Yeah.
That's great.
You know, it begins on a high, and now I'm like, depot number 1 is done. He's continuing to build workers. Soon enough, he can make anything that will deal damage. Oh, it's a barracks. What do you know?
Does the barracks warrant an earthquake, though?
And here it is.
Let's try and shake it out of the game.
This is a conspicuously early probe. If this is a cannon rush, then Oz is actually my hero.
Going out with style. But, of course, there's going to be a gateway down. We have the assimilator. Got to be down as well. Sean, you think this probe is just for scouting, or...?
You know, I think this is a map where dropping is so common because this ridge is just enormous. There's virtually no way to prevent a drop from happening unless you see your opponent not going for the early expo. So, I mean, he's going to check, nope, no command center. Oz pops in there and sees, okay, it's not a hyper-fast gas. It's just sort of a typical gas timing, so it's probably going to be Reaper. Here's a nice little move that you can do as Protoss. You're going to sit here and harass, because the Marine should pop out between 3:05 and 3:15. So he sees no Marine. And great, he now knows there's a Reaper coming.
Yep, that is going to be super, super handy because that Reaper gets a lot of scouting in if you're not careful. If you skip those early units, it can be quite the pest. Got to be having one Zealot here to absorb a lot of those shots, though. And Cybernetics Core going to be coming on up. Another probe going to be moving out here. Looks like he's going to go ahead and go straight for the natural. Going to go ahead and expand. And Reaper is now out. Looks like he's going to go ahead and try and spot for that probe as opposed to scouting right away. And isn't going to find it just yet.
Oh, no. Oh, that's terrifying.
That poor probe.
There it is. Wow, the Reaper, interestingly, didn't even go out on the offensive. Just tried to spot this probe. That is just beautifully timed by Oz to try to pick off this SCV.
Yeah, it did decide to leave the Reaper back at home. That's going to protect it from losing the Command Center SCV. And keep in mind, he's just adding the reactor on, so if that Reaper was not back for defense, that SCV would have been dead, would have delayed the entire expansion, and could have been very troublesome there. I believe that the Reaper is going to go ahead and move on out, and I might go ahead and get his scouting off right now. The Stalker is on the way, though, so that window is quickly closing. As the Militia Corps is going to go ahead and move out. Maybe be able to scout that reactor, which would be nice. Not sure he's going to be able to scout that second barracks, though.
Yeah, I mean, in this sort of position, I would say that it's very common for aLive to be doing one of two things. One would be teching up to do some sort of mine drop, and the other would be staying somewhat low on barracks count and high on add-on count. Because, I mean, as we see, aLive just has a ton of gas, so aLive is very wise to be hiding his tech on the right side of his base. The Mothership Core can't get in there and scout, and this is kind of unusual to have 3 barracks follow this Reaper opening.
Militia Corps still just patrolling back and forth, trying to spot if there's anything going on. Reaper still hanging out in the middle, trying to intercept. Of course, that Stalker is going to win in a straight-on fight. We do have a Twilight Council on the way. Any predictions on the transition here? Is it going to be Blink, DTs, High Templar?
Blink.
Blink. Blink,
I'm
blank.
going to say it that decisively, because if he does, I look totally sweet.
Sean's casting career on the line here. We'll see if he actually does that.
It's just, get out, Sean. Don't come back for day 2. You're not welcome.
Sentry's going to be laid. The Reaper's still somehow alive. And
some nice harass and some nice
he does get down.
answers.
Should finally get taken out. Oh, is he going to spot it, though?
Oh, my God. Did he spot it? Did he spot it?
Let's see.
And
no.
Ooh. Oh, my God.
The Reaper's like, I see something in the distance, but I can't quite make it out.
Dude, I mean, Reaper Vision, it's like playing the original Turok on N64, man. You can only see, like, this far. It's weird for me to say this far, because honestly, only people in the audience saw how far I measured. But Oz is answering with a really fast third, which is smart if you think your opponent is going for some sort of drop play, because you don't need a lot of Stalkers.
Militia Corps still going to be hanging out, trying to spot what it can, making sure there's no drops moving out, anything sneaky like that. SCV moving up towards the north. Is it for a hidden base, or is he going to try and do some delayed scouting right now? Either way, he's going to be able to keep that thing pretty safe. That third base is about halfway done now. And Robo going to be following this up, as well as Blink. Sean,
God,
you can still continue being a caster.
What a relief. If I got fired from this, I would go home and do nothing but blink all-ins and cry.
SCV is transferring down to the natural. Missile Turret going to be coming up. That's obviously
very conservative play.
Yeah.
I'm trying to decipher Oz's play because aLive's makes sense. I mean, he just says, I got one geyser so early, so I'll just be spending it all on upgrades. But I mean, in Oz's position, I mean, wow. Still trying to get in with that Mothership core. I feel like that needs to be back home because how else are you going to defend all these disparate bases? But Oz's play does make sense. I'm going to go for Blink because it's the only way to bounce up and down between main and third safely. And then after that, I'll just win with a better economy. So here's the big deciding point for aLive. Does he go for another command center? Or does he go for additional barracks? Oz escapes.
All right, the Sentry is still here with quite a bit of energy at this point, as they have been out for quite some time. Here's going to be a push out from aLive right now. And keep in mind, these guys are currently 0-0, but there's a lot of upgrades on the way. Stim timing here is going to be done in just a moment. Marauder shells are going to be done by the time they get there as well. So this is obviously a very well-timed out attack, as more reinforcements just going to be streaming in. No other command center on the way here.
Wow, before Blink even.
Oh, the Mothership core trying to time over and loses it. That was full of energy as well. Needed the Photon Overcharge right now, and that's exactly what aLive was hoping for, but does he have a good enough concave right now to fully commit to this? Looks like the answer so far is yes. Going to be attacking the Nexus directly. No, decides to actually chase down the army, killing out probes, killing out the Sentry as well. aLive going to be pushing it all the way home. Kill off the Nexus as well. Sean, you're right. That Mothership core overextended, and he's paying the price right now.
It's such an easy mistake to make to have that Mothership core so far forward. Such utility with the extra vision range. But of course, I mean, this is the thing that will haunt Oz for the rest of this weekend. If he ends up losing to this push right here, he will always remember the Mothership core that could have been back home. Where is that Immortal? Get it to the front. No, he's going to just... Got to control this really well. That's an extremely low health Nexus. There's the rewarp, and Oz, get that Immortal down there.
The Immortal slowly showing up to the party. Definitely a little bit late, but it was early enough to at least save that Nexus. So it's only got about a quarter of its HP right now. Shields are going to be slowly recharging. Can Chrono Boost it to speed that up a little bit. But either way, there's just going to be more and more reinforcements right now. And it looks like the command center does go down for aLive, as aLive was not able to just win with that push. So the one thing Oz can at least be happy about is his income is not going to be too bad for Protoss given the circumstances. It's just losing those workers is devastating. Just now going to be getting a lead right here. But I don't know, with the drops moving in, it's going to be tough because you don't have the Blink Stalkers anymore. You know,
a lot of the hidden resource management for Protoss is about how many observers are being made and where, and Oz could not build any observers with this build order. So the Mothership core needs to be what spots this. But the Mothership core died in the last bout, and now we see Oz trying to overextend and push, and has a drop that's about to threaten his main Nexus.
Threatened indeed. There's really nothing back here to defend it. The Colossus now showing up to the party, and unfortunately he is not welcome there. That's going to get shut down right away. These drops just cleaning house. And I mean, really, I think that Oz could have stabilized a little bit off those three bases, but losing that Colossus is going to make it tough. The Probe trying to be a buffer zone for now, but again, just losing more and more workers right now. It does look like just big stems back and forth should be able to load these up and save some of them. Stalkers could blink forward to try and do some damage. Either way, it's not going to be enough to kill it off. Slow reaction time there. The drop gets out of there relatively unscathed. Of course, some units did go down, but I mean, it's 5,400 resources lost to 2,300. I mean, it's really tough for Protoss here to play catch-up.
Gosh, I mean, Oz could potentially... Oh, Frodan. Get out of this game.
Poor Frodan.
Dr. Dan. An extremely frustrating moment for Oz. I mean, this has happened to every player where you're in a frustrating game. You've lost 4 games in a row. You're in your potential 5th loss in a row. And you know the exact moment when things went wrong, the Mothership core. And then one of the observers lags out.
And his trap card was Frodan, and now he's gone, so he can't even do that. He can't throw Frodan at him anymore. We need a guy on a drum who can just go boom-ch. Every time I talk, just do that.
That would be yeah. Hey, Mike, how are you doing? Good, Sean. You? So 10 more seconds on the countdown. Frodan will be dropped from the game, and as we head back in, aLive. Putting Oz on the ropes, not good for Oz at all. God, I feel for him so bad at this moment.
Yeah, I mean, 77 supply to 103. was nice knowing you, Frodan. And that still does mean that the drops can continue. Let the drops flow as they're going to be going forward right now. And the Stalkers are busy shooting that factory.
Oh, my
we'll
God.
see if they can focus down.
Go for it.
Yeah, he's just going to beast his way through that. The Stalkers will be able to focus it down, but, I mean,
Oh,
once
no.
the Marauders are out already, does decide to blink away here. Medevac's not taking that much damage, and this is going to be tough for him to hold here. He's already blown that blink, and all of a sudden these Stalkers getting lower and lower in numbers. Oz trying to hold this off as best he can. It's just the Immortals are so slow. They're not even going to partake in this battle. They're just going to sit back and watch the fireworks, I guess.
Gosh, and this is all on just 3 barracks. I mean, the extra barracks for aLive aren't even done yet. Another Mothership Core arrives. Won't be there for long. Mothership Core not going to fall, but these Marauders have done enough work at this point in time. 38 to 59. It's going to be an attempted drop, but 52 workers have been killed off at this point. 111 supply to 58.
Yeah, I think aLive is just trying to just win this as quickly as possible. I mean, he's got the 3rd command center. He's just now landing it. It's been sitting around for a while. He's got a little extra money to burn. Just going to be investing that in a lot of units right now. But he's just continuing with the aggression. He knows he doesn't want to let Oz get on his feet. I mean, the 2 Immortals, probably not the most scary thing, but if it goes up against a Marauder-heavy army, maybe they can do some damage. Right now, though, it looks like aLive going to be moving into this natural. 2 sentries, 2 Immortals. Probably not going to be enough. We'll see if he can micro it well enough. Looks like some of the Stalkers are going to be showing up here in time. And actually, holds off for now. He's got a lot of supply to make up for, but if the Immortals can be focused down correctly, then this army just is not that scary anymore. Probes pulled off the line.
Again, jeez. I mean, Oz has just been stuck between a rock and a hard place ever since that Mothership Core went down, and he does get the Photon Overcharge off, which might give him a little bit of extra time, but that Nexus was so low on health from the first fight, and oh, God, nothing goes Oz's way.
Yeah, the last Marauder, they're able to take it out. It was his dying wish, and it was granted. Looks like the drop just going to continue here. I mean, really nonstop aggression from from aLive right now. And at this point, he has enough money to throw down additional command centers if he wants, throw down additional tech, throw down additional production, whatever it is he wants to do. He is ahead in every single way. And you can't blame Oz for still trying to hang in, trying to make something happen here, as very well could be his last game. There's going to be the drop in the main base and GG.